And we're here.
Oh, we are live. Excellent. I can't see if there's anybody. I can't see the. Do you know what? For some reason, Eric, my internet is this seems to be playing up because I can't see any of the feed, and I can't see if there's anybody in the chat at the moment. So I'm just gonna have to wing it, and we'll have to go from there. Anyway, Eric, how are you this evening?
Good, really good. Got my stalls in, ready to make more REM pods.
Yeah, I know. We were discussing, weren't we, prior to this? The one that you made. Hi, Rita. The one that you made recently, the wooden one that it looks really good.
You want to see it real quick?
Yeah, please. Yeah, that'd be great.
Hold on.
It does look. It's a really neat piece of kit, and Eric's really adept at building this equipment. He's our go-to tech guy as far as we're concerned.
I have to pull out
and he does a really sterling good job.
Oh, you know what? I do have a battery out. I don't want to pull out another one.
He's a busy bee. He really is. Right, so this is it. This is the new one, isn't it?
Yep, this is a brand new one that I just thought of.
And just let everybody know, this is up on eBay at the moment. So this is available for sale. Eric's got it on eBay at the moment. I think that's a really natty, neat-looking piece of kit. That, as far as
just seeing this camera, though.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the equipment. It's a really nice piece of kit. To be fair, how long did it take you to make that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, to be honest, it cost maybe less than $50 to make it.
That's not bad. And you got it up at 80, haven't you, or something?
Yeah, because it costs a little more to make it, and I had to use a little bit more stuff to do it.
That's not bad when you consider the quality of it as well. I mean, you put a lot of thing with you, Eric, is you put a lot of yourself into this stuff, don't you? When you make something, you do it really well. And we know that because we've got your equipment. Hi, Nicola. And we know that because we've got your equipment. It's really top stuff. Hi, Brian. How you doing? Well,
yeah. I mean, I try. I won't sell it unless it works perfectly the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, I know certain things can set them off, but if I'm walking around the room and it's going off, it's not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Unless, of course, you're inundated with spirits. Hi, Irene. Hope you're doing well.
So, yeah, I try to make sure. Or if the antenna's a little off, I won't sell it.
In fact, no, you do. You go for. I mean, you just got a new shipment of skulls in, haven't you? That you're ready to convert.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'll show you that since I didn't.
He's got a box of them. Look,
he's got a box of skulls.
They're pretty cool. That looks so bizarre like that. It looks very sort of very, very dark, but it does look cool. I must admit.
I wonder if I'm the only person that can say that I got a box of skulls.
Eric's got a box of skulls at home. And I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Irene.
Oh, Irene, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's awful. Bless.
Oops. I just lost.
Yeah, that's horrible, isn't it? I mean, there's such members of the family. Oh, you, Nico. Glad you're here, bud. Yeah, it is indeed. It's the 5th of November, remember. And like you, Nico, I forget the rest as well. Hi, you, Mr. Southey. Hope you're doing well, sir. So we've got people coming in thick and fast tonight. Yep. So you'll notice that this evening, it's only just myself and Eric. Everybody else has abandoned us, but everybody else has got perfectly valid and good reasons for that. They probably just don't like us.
Yeah, but granted, it was only supposed to be 3 of us and promoting
it was
Weird Room show.
It was. But, these things happen, don't they? These unfortunate little blips happen, don't they? He
was 100 years old when he passed.
Wow, that's cool, though, Irene. That's cool. 100 years. Yeah, in cat years, wasn't it? That's pretty cool. That's very cool, actually.
Well, no, I think 100 years old in human years.
Yeah, sorry, cat years.
Cat years. But it's still old in cat years because.
It's good though. What's that? What's cat years? I heard years ago. It's been bandied around that a dog's 7 years for each one, and then I heard no, it's no nonsense. Absolutely,
it's nonsense. It's whatever. They can't determine that.
No, it's impossible, isn't it? It's absolutely impossible. Yes,
all
good
my
point,
cats
William.
are indoor cats, so
yes, keep all your animals in tonight. Exactly, good point. And
what's
probably
tonight?
for the next. Well, it's bonfire night over here, so it's the 5th of November.
Yeah.
So we've got the celebration of not much of a celebration because unfortunately they didn't succeed, whereas we were expected to succeed. But
That's
if anybody's up for it now, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to get dragged away in prison. But you know what?
but that's
I'm
that
going to leave it
vampire
there.
Burke and Hare, right? That started with Burke and Hare.
No, this was Burke and Hare with the grave robbers, or they call them resurrectionists.
Right.
So what they used to do is they turned out to be murderers in the end.
Yeah.
Everybody runs from me, Rita. Everybody.
What was the
They turned out to be murderers. They were grave thieves. They were grave robbers.
Yeah, but the one that they threw pennies. Oh no. Come on, I know it. It's that explosion thing that some guys were gonna set off. I can't remember their names now.
Yeah, it was Guy Fawkes or Guido Fawkes.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes.
And actually, little known thing, I took a little pug. Oh, I know, I saw it, Annette. It was a gorgeous little thing. Absolutely sweet little thing. Why were they going to throw it out? Why would you throw it out? Why would people throw him out? He's sweet as a button.
I know.
So cute.
People that abuse, animals. I don't know if that's something we can say or not. Are just the lowest.
That's right. No, it's fine. It's fine. We have no bars held on here. No bars hold, so you can say what you want, really. So we're talking. Yeah, you're talking Guido Fawkes. You're talking actually the little known thing that the two of the brothers that were involved in it are actually my ancestors.
Oh wow!
Cool. So the Winter brothers, yeah.
That's a shame.
How can you get fed up with? Do you know what? I'll tell you what, Nettie. It bamboozles me. A little life like that, a little cute little thing like that, and then they get bored. How can you get bored with it?
You can't.
People are weird.
I mean, obviously they're a little bit energetic, and they make that cute.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. It gets me every time.
Do you know what you got over there? And I would love one myself because I think they're beautiful dogs. And to be honest with you, a friend of mine had one, and it was illegal at the time, but he got one because he had one prior to it becoming illegal. Oh, you William was the pit.
Whatever we want.
Was a pit bull.
Yeah.
So, and it was such a sweet dog, such a really soppy friendly dog, you know. But he treated it properly, and he reared it properly, and he took it, he trained it, and the dog was dopey friendly.
And that's the thing too. You have to. It's the person. It's not the dog.
That's absolutely right.
Mean, it's going to be mean. If you treat it nicely, it's going to be nice.
It's absolutely right. There's a guy I normally watch on YouTube. He's an American guy, but he works for, or he does work at a rehabilitation center for dogs.
I would have done the same thing.
That's not stupid, Nettie. That's a lovely thing to do. And he was saying that he doesn't have a problem with the big dogs. He said, but he can more or less guarantee you when he goes in for Chihuahua, he's probably going to get his ass bit. And the first says it all, doesn't it? Really?
Well, because they're little and they're a little bit more bitey than.
Yeah, they're snappy little things, aren't they? Like Jack Russells and stuff. Snappy little sods.
But what I really want is some Irish Wolfhounds. When I finally,
gorgeous.
When I finally move over there, that's what I'm getting.
You know what you need? You need a castle for them.
I know. That's why I'm going to do it.
You need a castle for those things.
I'm going to wait.
Proper landed gentry dogs.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until we do all our traveling. I'm going to buy a big place and then open it up for people to investigate, rent it out for weddings and whatever, movies or whatever for my money that I'm going to make on it, and then get 2 Irish Wolfhounds.
I can't think of anything more ancestral or gothic than 2 wolfhounds in front of a great big roaring fire.
How do you
who do you think will get in, Eric?
I don't.
Don't know this. I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen it.
No, I didn't see it.
I'll have to look, William. Is it on Facebook?
Here.
I'll have a look at that. So, yes. So, tonight, we haven't got any particular topic, so we're just going to talk about one thing I wanted to actually broach, and I was going to have a word with Eric and Tim about it. Yeah. And we normally broach it on our other project, our other show, which is The Weird Room. But it's something that I've seen an upturn in here. And you guys have got them all the time anyway over there. But over here, there seems to be quite a big upturn in people seeing cryptids.
Yep, I see that.
Which is quite unusual. And there's been an upturn in, there was one, I can't think where it was it Yorkshire? it might have been Yorkshire. There was one that the pig man's been seen. Which
Oh,
is quite
really?
he's been seen apparently in the last few weeks.
Were you
And
going to do that
also-
this weekend?
No, it was. He might have been seen again this weekend, but I know that he was seen in the last few weeks.
But weren't you
And
and Vivian going to go?
No, that's in the next couple of weeks. We're going to go
Okay.
down there and check out, see what it is.
Okay.
Because the guy that saw it, or saw him, I don't know what it was, but saw Pig Man, call it Pig Man for argument's sake. He saw it in broad daylight.
Wow.
And he was close enough that he was close enough to it to tell that it wasn't a costume.
Mhm.
He said this thing was the genuine article. He could, its facial features and everything moved, and it kind of like it was clearly sentient.
Wow.
So it was an intelligent creature. So he saw that, and also he saw not him, but other people have recently seen, and it was seen actually about a month or so ago. Was for want of a better word, I mean, you call it the same as me. It's like a werewolf, isn't it? But a dog man has been seen in I can't never remember the name of that place in the Midlands. If anybody can remember the name of the place in the Midlands, a great big open area.
I can't.
Let
but
me
that's
know with the
part of
Germans.
country. It's part of the country I want to see too. I want to see the marshes. I want to see the Midlands.
The marshes are. Viv lives right by the marshes, and the marshes in winter or even sort of autumn, you get an early morning near the marshes, and they're proper creepy. Cool. Early hours, because I've come back from Viv's quite a lot after an investigation, so I drive home on my own for the marshes.
Yeah,
and you got the mist that hangs low, and you can see it's proper, really sort of. It's really sort of horror movie looking, but it is beautiful. Thank you, Nico. Perfect. Cannock Chase, absolutely. So he was seen there in the last 6 to 8 weeks, I think. Oh, do you know what? I'd never get a broomstick big enough for me. I'd need a Hoover, great big Hoover. But so it's just I don't know what the situation is, but there just seems to be an upturn in cryptids. And I've noticed that a lot of the stuff, I mean, America's always renowned for cryptids and stuff like that, but obviously the thing is, it's a vast expanse of land in the States. So you could easily lose God knows how many different weird
creatures. Think about how many abandoned castles and estates that you guys have out there. And anything could be hiding in during the night or during the day when it's daytime, especially if animals, like, are not somewhere nocturnal. So.
Yeah, exactly. There's still quite a lot of people. I mean, it's probably the United States is still 95% sort of wilderness, isn't it? There's a lot of it is still. It's only a 5% populated, isn't it? Really,
yeah,
or maybe a little bit more. Still a vast amount of people, amount of people in the States, but it's such a vast area, isn't it? I mean, you look at a continent, so and you go across that whole continent, like taking Canada and stuff like that, and Mexico and what have you, and it's vast in itself.
Well, yeah.
I mean, England could probably fit into Wisconsin about 4 times or something stupid.
Sure.
Lots of times because we're tiny, really.
I
in
think you said that
dinky.
England was the size of New York.
Yeah, because you've got New York State as well, haven't you? Which is actually looks beautiful. To be fair, they've got lots of cryptids there as well.
No, William,
Eric, you voting tonight?
I'm not.
You're like me. You sound like me, Eric. Can't be bothered with it.
Well, it's not only that, it's I can't bring Reed out because it's raining out constantly right now, and it's hard for her to get in and out of the house. So I just don't want to take the time to do it.
No.
Nothing really changes when either one of them get voted in. So
it's amazing, isn't it? You're quite right that you don't really notice the difference.
Yeah.
From any of them.
The only thing that would be, well, I don't know how to say it more than great. It would be monumental is finally a woman, let alone a woman that's black or part black or whatever you want to call her, gets into be a president, which is unprecedented. There's never been a woman president ever.
I think though that people should be voting on the merit of themselves rather than their color or their sex. It shouldn't be that. It should be who's the best person for the job. If it's a woman, it's a woman. If it's a bloke, it's a bloke. Yeah. Anyone but Trump. But yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting.
Well,
I
if
think,
Trump gets voted in, it's also a good thing for us because it's the last time he can do it. So,
yeah, that's true, isn't it? Because you're only allowed two inaugurations, aren't you?
yep.
So yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, sorry. Getting back to it, it's like there seems to be there's a big upturn here, and I've been scratching my head and trying to wonder what's trying to put things together and trying to work out what's significant. I don't know, but the one thing that has come to the top is that a lot of these cryptids, particularly dogmen, or the werewolves, call them what you want, they seem to be around ancient burial sites over here. So I'm thinking that I'm not sure what's happening, but they've been so-called guardians of these burial. I'm assuming they're guardians of these burial sites because they're always around them.
Well, considering that people have better cameras than we did several years ago, and there's more people in the world compared to several hundred years ago, that you're going to see things a lot more. And considering that everything, I mean, it's supposed to be the middle of winter here already, and it's what, 70 something outside?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's odd, isn't it? I don't know. It's an odd one. It really is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know the thing that concerns me a lot is like with photo. I mean, I've seen some photos of Bigfoot lately that are, when some people say they're too good to be true. They look too good to be true. Not that I necessarily I subscribe to that. The Simpsons said Lisa was going to get it years ago. Oh, the Simpsons. Hi, Ilona. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's an odd one, but I've been trying to put things together, and I can't come up with any particular reason why they become more prominent now than they have been forever, really.
Well, the one guy,
but AI concerns me.
Yeah, I know. The one guy I trust. You know how many people are saying, "Oh, I don't believe in portals. I don't believe in portals." Barry Fitzgerald was on William show this last weekend.
Right.
He said that they were right by a portal. Well, I
believe in portals.
I know him and I believe him.
Yeah, I believe in portals.
Yeah.
It's an idea I've been tossing about for years now.
I think realities are bleeding into each other. I really do.
Yeah, and it does seem that there's been, I mean, I keep going back to it, but 2012, when they said, there's going to be, the people thought it was going to be something that was cataclysmic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that something something happened at 2012, because a lot of it seems to have started ramping up after 2012, which was the end of the Mayan calendar, wasn't it?
Yep.
And I think what's happened is there's a shift. It's only, I mean, I'm a supposition. I'm probably talking absolute nonsense, but that's the only thing that I can think of.
Well, no, because people are saying it's the end of the world. Well, everybody thinks the end of the world is absolute. Like there's no more humans, no more animals, no more food, no more nothing. No, what it means is that your reality shifts from one reality to another.
Yeah, I mean, you've only got to look at things like the what is it? The death card and the tarot deck. It means change, doesn't it? Rather than complete end, it just means change, doesn't it? A whole set of new circumstances and what have you. And I do wonder if that's what's happened since 2012. I'd like to be able to get, if I had the wherewithal, to collect the data right across North America and right across Europe, particularly here, because obviously it's home in England, and try and work out what the statistics are after 2012 and before, how much difference there's been noted in cryptid activity. Do you think the past couple of years there has been increased sightings of Sasquatch and also a phenomenon unrelated to Sasquatch, such as Yeah, definitely. There's definitely, Lorna, definitely.
Or maybe
also, lockdown. Perhaps these things became braver in lockdown because people weren't going out. What was that last one, Eric?
Oh, sorry. Or maybe it's more the people. I think it's both, actually.
Yeah. I think what's happened is maybe these things become emboldened by the lack of people out there and thought, you know what, take the opportunity and what have you. Then all of a sudden we started to go back and then we're starting to notice them maybe. I don't know. You know, my guess is, and it is a guess. It's not educated. It's just an out guess. Could be completely wrong, and it probably is. But it's just, you know, I'd like to speak to people that have got other theories. You know, and somebody out there's probably got a theory that's bang on the money.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, I'm sure there are.
Well, I mean, think about all
out
the
there.
yeah. Well, think about all the movies and TV shows that have come out about aliens and everything else. Somebody's got to hit on it. I mean, it can't be all just made up.
No, it's too neat for that, isn't it, to be made up?
Yep.
You know, I mean, all these things that they've been telling us about UFOs and what have you, and different cryptids over the years, last 50, 60 years, and all of a sudden, nobody believed them. It was just a fairy tale. It was made up by Hollywood. It was this, it was that. But now that people are starting to see them in the real world, their activity and the way they behave and everything else is exactly the same as it is on film, which leads me to think, well, people knew that they knew what they were. They knew they were there, you know. But it is an interesting subject. And what cryptids are there that we don't know about? I mean,
well, I'm sure there's many. I'm sure. Well, I mean, okay. Granted, you can call almost anything a cryptid that's odd. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Again, you're getting back into a definition of what the heck it is. You know.
Yeah, I don't like when people call them monsters.
Yeah, or demons.
That's a whole different ballgame. You know, these creatures they're not. Oh, they might be whatever. Their natural behavior might be aggressive, might not be, but they're not monsters.
Yeah,
they're just, you know, they're creations of their own behavior. My dad saw a large wild cat when he was out walking. Must be around 30 years ago, and he only told us, and we weren't telling anyone. This is because he thought no one could. What was that? Sorry, Eric. No one. Do you know what, Lorna? I've seen two.
Yeah,
I've seen two.
And they did confirm that there was big black cats running around UK.
The weirdest thing is that I worked for many years with big cats. So it wasn't like a member of the public seeing a kitten or a cat and mistaking it like a large tabby or what have you. These were proper big cats. Not tigers, not pumas, not leopards, anything like that. But these were lynx, Eurasian lynx. So they're still chunky cats, but it's odd. It's you know nowadays there have been quite a few. Yeah, it's a common thing now, Lorna. It's you know, it's a common thing to see. How you feel? But I'd like to know more about, or I'd like to chat with people. See, it's quite odd because I've tried to get in contact with a lot of people in the cryptid forums that have had experiences in that. And they're very loath to go on. They go on shows and they go on podcasts, but they tend to be the bigger ones. And they're very loath to come on mine or to come on, you know, for whatever reason. Nico, my theory is our existence did end in 2012, but our consciousness survives memories. Do you know what? That's absolutely could be spot on, Nico.
Yep. Okay.
Absolutely. Good theory. It's a good theory. And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be sharing our theories. I mean, that was perfect, that one, Nico. You know, you sat down, you thought about that, and you come to that conclusion. And I think you probably, you know, there's probably more in that than people not realize.
Well, people don't realize that every time you make a decision, your reality shifts. So you're not in your same reality that you were 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. There was a film made back in the, was it 90s or early 2000s? Might be early 2000s called Sliding Doors. Oh, Phil, that'd be great, bud. That'd be great. Oh, Phil, come on Facebook, Dan Winter, and friend me, and then I'll accept you, and then I'll send you a message, please, Phil. So it's Dan Winter. If you find it on Facebook, just
it's the only one with his face.
Yeah, exactly. So so there you go. Yeah, please do that, Phil. That'd be great. I'd love to have a chat with you. Because I think we need to be, you know, thanks, Phil. Thank you, bud. We need to be communicating more, and I think we need to put this together more. Yeah, exactly. Sloyd, it's a great film,
I
and
haven't
it shows
seen
you
that.
about, you know, what would happen if you didn't get on that train, or what would happen if you
Mhm.
did get on that train, and what would,
Yep.
because, you know, two different ways to change your life in different directions.
Mhm.
So, you know, maybe decisions that we make the different decision in alternate reality, or you know, it's who knows, who
Well, then
knows.
it makes you have to rethink the whole paranormal thing. Are you seeing ghosts or are you seeing different realities?
Exactly, that's exactly it, isn't it? We don't know, do we? You
Nope.
know, if there's somebody in your bedroom sit down there staring at you, are
Mhm.
they in a different reality, but in as much shock as you are by seeing you laying in their bed?
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Or,
Yeah.
you know,
Because
or
I've come across many times watching paranormal shows, you know, and people that we know say, "You look like ghosts to us."
yeah, yeah,
From
yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still believe completely in, you know, life after death. I don't think that we end once the body
well,
stops to
that's
function.
I gotta check that one out
Oh,
too.
that was great one.
I
That was
gotta, I
great
gotta,
one,
I'd like
Nico.
watching more.
Great movie.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't. You know, we don't certainly. I don't believe we end. You know, once we shuffle off this mortal coil, we, you know, scientific evidence would point out that we definitely don't.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
because you're not your body. You're consciousness, which is energy.
I think that's all we all are. We're vibration.
Yep, your
I
vibration
think
energy.
that's
It's
all it
and
is. It's
what?
vibration. I think that's everything. Is, you know, and we all
Mhm.
vibrate at different resonances, but by the same token, I think we're all part of the same network. We're all part of the one. The one. What was it that? What did he used to call it? It was the George Carlin, the American comedian. Great, the giant neuron. Oh, excellent, Phil. Thank you. Yeah, the giant neuron, um, which has probably got, you know, we're all part and parcel of that. I think that's, you know, there could be something in that. There could be, you know, these are theories, and these are premises that people have thrown about for many years.
Well,
You
again,
know,
and I know I forget his name, and I forget names so easily unless it's people that I talk to all the time. So forgive me, but like the one guy that does different kinds of tests, like he's setting a tape on a shelf somewhere, and then the audio being put on it instead of recording it, the EVP, instead of recording it on it, you know, by using a machine. So, and he
do you
does
know what?
different tests like that.
Talking about that, one of the weirdest things we did, or one of the weirdest things I experienced, and it was,
Vibrations.
did someone mention vibrations? Yeah, that was me, William, thinking, saying everything's a vibration. One of the weirdest experiences I had, I did an investigation, and we did it in a warehouse.
Mm.
Yeah, I suppose you would call it a small warehouse, full of World War II and World War One paraphernalia. But it was all original articles. So we thought what we'd do is we would set up. Now, this room had no sound effects in it. There was none of that. It was a
Yeah.
basic room. We checked with the people that run it and owned it. There was no sound effects in there, nothing. And when we were going in there and setting up and doing, those the Beach Boys.
That's
When we
good
go in
vibe.
there, when we went in there and set up and stuff, we certainly didn't trigger anything. And
Mhm.
I had an experience and I saw something, but it was gone as quick as it appeared. It was a shadow that was right in the doorway, like looking at us. But we set up, my friend set up a voice recorder in there. And then
Mhm.
when we went back, could be a dimensional thing, I don't know. Perhaps there's energy trapped in these articles. I don't know. But when we played the tape back, we could hear the drone of planes,
Oh wow.
and then we could hear sirens and bombs dropping. So I don't know where that came from, but yeah, it's a
Yeah.
dimensional thing. How many times in your life have you said, "Wow, it's a small world"? When a synchronicity happens, I think you meet who you're supposed to meet for one reason. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Lorna. I think we're all traveling on this path, um, learning new things
Well, I
because
believe
we're
in,
meant to.
what do you call it? I believe in that you're meant to meet the people that you meet. Like
Yeah, yeah,
if I wouldn't have been on a couple of years ago now, if I wouldn't have been on talking to you guys, and then all of a sudden Vivian goes, "Hey Eric, I want to talk to you on a live," I'm like, okay, now we're here talking to each other and friends. You know,
I know, it's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely
Mm.
mad. It's mad, and when people say to me, "Oh, you know what, Dan, your theories are mental," and cause people have said it to me, and I can see why they say it. Or your idea about life after death is ridiculous and extreme. And my answer is the fact that we've engaged each other, that we're talking together, that we're communing with each other on a ball that is spinning around the sun at God knows what speed. Right, and the fact that all that is happening, that is more incredible than believing that there's life after death.
Yep.
If you can get your head around that, then anything's possible.
Mhm.
The fact that all those things have come together at that particular juncture, at that point, then anything's possible. I met an old customer off mine outside a bar in Guatemala. Yeah, see,
Right.
it's weird, isn't it? It's absolutely weird. It's so weird. I met a guy on a boat once, and he turned out to be one of the cousin's best friends. And I never met the guy before. Didn't know him from Adam. But it's weird, absolutely weird.
Yeah.
But these little things, I think they are meant. There's, I don't know. It's odd, isn't it? But as I say, since 2012, things seem to have, I don't know, changed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's probably dimensional shifts, and maybe that's because of that. Other dimensions are bleeding through. There's more cryptid sightings. There's more people people are meant to be people. Some people are having relationships, not sexual. I don't think people odd, but people are having sort of relationships with these creatures. So they're building bonds with a lot of them.
Apparently, they do have sexual relationships.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I've heard a lot of stories, and from a guy that did CIA work.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yes, it wouldn't surprise me. Hi, Robert.
I call it
outside there. Was nothing's been the same since then. No, it's really like. I mean, people say, "Oh, yeah, I want to go back to the 70s. I want to go back to the 80s," and now you think, yeah, they were lovely times, but they were significantly different to today. I mean, things are moving so fast now that, to be honest with you, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah,
things are moving so fast.
I don't like
now.
change a lot, but
I think people as well, and I don't, I'm not knocking people. I still think that 90% of people are decent people, but there seems to be a lot more aggression out there, and a lot more the short-tempered, angry individuals. Don't start talking dirty. Don't encourage them. Don't say much, William. It's people. I mean, most people are nice in the world.
Well, I think what it is at a certain point, people forgot to smile at each other and say, "Hi, how are you doing today?" Stuff like that. Have a great day. I say that all the time when I'm out. I don't care who it is.
No, and I think a lot of that comes with loss of communities as well, doesn't it?
Yep.
You see communities that are broken down and stuff, and it's become very. Even since the 80s, it's become people say, well, not everybody, but a lot of people say become selfish and insular.
Yeah.
And greedy, and I don't think it's necessarily their fault. I just think that society's made people go that way.
Positions in that way. You know, you get our parents that raised us a certain way, and then you get parents that are younger raise their kids a certain way, and it's going downhill since then.
Yeah, no, it is. It's true. It's true, and I think that's probably because a lot of people don't have to. Well, it's different now, but last 20 years, people haven't had to actually put the effort in that they do that they used to. I think the internet has changed everyone. Sometimes I think it would be better off gone. There's no. Yeah, absolutely, Natty. Yeah. Mike Tyson, wasn't it? Who turned around and said the internet has made people. What was it he said? The internet has made too many people saying what they want without getting a smack in the mouth.
Yep.
That was Mike Tyson said. And it's very true.
Well, and that's why when I talk to people, I'm like, okay, well, if you want to argue with me, I don't want to. I don't say anything.
It's not worth it, is it? It's just you know what? You don't have to, once you finish, you don't talk to them again. The loss of community has a huge effect on the way people behave. There seems to be little respect. Yeah, exactly, Noreen. There's no community. You know, I remember years. I sound like, well, I'm an old man now, but I sound like my dad. That there seems to be such a loss of people used to care about each other, didn't they? And
Yeah.
they don't. It doesn't seem to now. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of decent people out there that do care, but there's an awful lot more now that seem to not bother. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take people don't like. I mean, there was a thing the other day. A lady, young woman, was dead in her flat for 5 years.
Really?
How comes nobody noticed that? You know, there was another one. A woman had murdered both of her parents, and she had brothers and sisters over here in Britain, and they were gone missing for 4 years. And then the kids come out and go, "Oh, our poor parents, it was terrible." It's like, well, you didn't even notice they were gone for 4 years.
Robert, I respect you.
Yeah, me. So, Rob, nobody's ever respected me, Rob, but I do bring on myself. A lot of it comes from society as a whole being aware that if you smile at someone, it could be construed. I know, and that's the frightening thing, isn't it? The frightening thing is that, look, I love kids. Kids are great. I think they're brilliant, right? But and when I was growing up, you know, if you had a bag of chips or whatever, a packet of crisps, whatever, the old boys used to go, "Can I have one of those?" And nobody thought anything of it now, you know, because it was just done like that. It was done out of love. But yeah, it did, William.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can't, because obviously I was growing up in that environment. I'm still kind of that way. I'll talk to kids, and I shouldn't really. But it's like, it's because, you know, people construe it wrong. As children, we were policed by our neighbours, and neighbours looked after each other and supported each other. They were yeah, exactly. You know what, Noreen? That's exactly right. I remember my mum used to be she was a nurse years ago. And if anybody where we lived, if anybody got ill, there'd be knocks on the door, and then my mum would go and see them, and you know, then she'd get a doctor or what have you, or you know, an ambulance or whatever. And people did; they looked after each other. Saw that one, Dan. How did she keep everyone? I know. Lorna, mad, absolutely mad. And yet, her brothers and sisters were going on about our poor mum and dad. And it's like, well, you didn't even know they were dead for 4 years. You know, it's lunacy.
Yeah, and the sad thing too is that a lot of these people, their children are gone, or they didn't have any children, and they lost their significant other if they were married, and they live alone. No one looks in on them.
Well, do you know, there's a guy over here. Oh, he's going back now quite a way, a few weeks, months, whatever. But he was in poor fellow's disabled, and he was in a wheelchair, a mobility scooter. I can't remember what it was, and they beat him up and stabbed him.
Really?
And it's like, well, what's going on? What's going on? What goes through these people's heads? No, exactly, Rob. They don't. They don't. You know, they need a good dose of reality, don't they? That's what they need. They need a few. They need a few bloody dogmen walking about their estates to police things. That'll soon put the block on and rip the bastards' throats out.
But think of it this way: if all the cryptids and aliens come, we'll have other things to worry about.
That's very true. That's very true. Sorry, I was signed in the Seventh Sanctum podcast, and I apologise.
No, it's okay.
No, that's all right, mate. That's all right, Phil. That's fine, bud. There used to be a time when curly whirlies. Oh, proper curly whirlies.
I don't know if I ever had
Terry Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, curly
I like the curly whirlies that Vivian sends me, but
yeah, exactly, Lorna. Exactly. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? And it I think as well, like, it seems to be material things as well. People seem to want, and it's like, these are baubles. These are nothing. These are trinkets. These things, they're nothing. You know, these material objects are nothing. They come and go. They've got no real essence to them.
And you can't take them with you.
No, you can't. And that exactly. And you know, surely it's better to leave a mark on the planet that you've done something, even if you tread lightly and do very little damage. You know, that's a win-win, isn't it? You know. But yeah, and I, you know, it does. But all this is 2012. That's what I was getting at. The whole shift seems to have come from. I might be wrong. It might be just a slow degrade of society. I don't know, but it's you know, the reason one thing I like about being older, things just don't mean as well. Yeah, exactly, Lorna. Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is, Rob. It is. It is, and that's the problem, you know. And there seems to be an awful lot. I mean, crime and everything. It's just, I don't know. I know. I'm not going to talk about our government because if I do, they'll put me in the gulag. They'll pull me off, drag me off, and stick me in some prison cell somewhere. But yeah, suffice to say, my feelings about this government is awful, but evil bastards. Anyway, won't get into that. But
Well, I'm sure that, well, I don't think anybody will be alive when I do, but I'll be probably about 80 or 90 years old when I do it. But my wife is older than me. I'm assuming that she's going to be gone before I am. And as soon as I'm alone, I'm disappearing into the woods, into the wilderness.
I can see why people do it. I can see why people do that. I really can. I'd rather live in the woods with the so-called monsters than the monsters that live in the cities. Hi, you, Chris. Hope you're doing well, bud. But yeah, it seems to be a network shift to me. As I say, I might be wrong. I might be way off the mark, but things certainly seem to have changed in 2012. You know, and what you're looking at, 12 years. It's not that long, is it? Really? But
no.
But yeah.
Well, that's good because I'm glad.
Yeah, excellent. Good to see you, Chris. Good to see you. Look at Bonfire Night if you like a fire. I know. And yet, when we were kids, you build your own bonfires wherever you want. Well, not wherever you wanted, but you had a specific place that you used to build them, and it was like it was like a community thing. You know, people would go there, and it was great. It's great to see you, Chris. So yeah. So what are your feelings on it and your thoughts, Eric?
Well, I'm exactly the same line that you are on. I mean,
yeah, I think
I've noticed it, and not even being in paranormal for so many years after saying, "Hey, you know, I don't know what's going on. It bothers me." So yeah, since 2012.
Yeah, even in the paranormal, there seems to be a lot of people seem to have changed over the last few years. Yeah, see, Phil, yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it, Lorna. That was it. Penny for the guy. They don't do that anymore, the kids, do they?
Yes, he is. Well,
he is indeed. Yeah, exactly, William, yeah. Yeah, we were discussing whether it was that people misconstrued it. I.e., Jay, as the end of the world, as an end of an era or end of an epoch.
Yeah.
Something was some sort of change rather than shift.
Yeah. I think that's all it is.
But yeah, but that is. Oh, was it not? We used to do it here. Oh. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was trying to get to before.
Yeah, I know, Nico. It's terrible, isn't it?
But then they throw the kids threw pennies out the window at the stuffed doll that was supposed to be burned, something like that.
Yeah, we used to. I mean, I used to do it as well as a kid. My mum didn't like it; she thought it was begging. But kids have done it for many years. You build a kid. You build a. We used to stick on what you like. You call them soap boxes. We call them like go-kart, like a. What do we call them? Like go-kart thing. You'd stick it on that, and then you drag a homemade one. Then you drag it everywhere and get money for it. The end of the world as we know it, rather than physical. Yeah, exactly, Noreen. That's exactly what we think. You know, it seems to be you can trace a lot of it back to then. And I'd like to see, like I was saying, I'd like to see if I had the wherewithal, the time and the money and the ability. I would like to get documentation and see what the activity in the cryptid world was prior to 2012 and then after. And see if there's been a massive upturn.
The person I try to get a hold of is Grizzly. He knows.
Yeah, Chris Wood. Yeah, Chris Wood.
So maybe you can get some information that way.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to get Chris on actually and have a chat with him in the weird room one night. That'd be interesting because he's well up on it, Chris.
Oh yeah,
Grizz is, so that'd be good. So yes. So that's it, really. I think we're going to finish a bit early tonight, guys.
And we found for
that was it. That was it. Phil Prams as well. I was watching the Ring Doorbell thing on YouTube in the US. Apparently, nick the sweets and Halloween stuff now. I laugh at that. I know. Yeah. There.
Yeah.
It would. Yeah, it would.
It could have been. We don't know.
Who knows?
It could have been part of the creatures that, well, before we knew anything about them, you know.
Who knows? But I think we're going to wrap up early tonight, guys, because I'm feeling knackered. I'm sure Eric's a bit tired as well.
No, I got work to do. I'm making my skulls.
You're making just how many?
I got a box of skulls, so I'm making them tonight. So at least a couple of them.
They're pretty cool, those little skulls. They do make excellent REM pods, I must admit. Yeah. But how long does it take you to make one of them then, Eric?
How long does it? It all depends on how hard it is to solder something on.
But once you've done one or two, like the skulls, once you've done that, do you get quicker and more adept at doing it?
Oh yeah, probably about 20 minutes to 25 minutes.
Wow, that's not what each one. That's not bad. That's better than I thought.
I said scones? No, skulls.
Well, skulls, yes, scones. Yeah. Or I could eat a scone now.
I can't get scones. Well, I could, but I don't know how.
We should start a petition, William. Bring back the curly whirly. They're not the same now. They're tiny little things. Or I've got bigger. One or the other, or both. Right, guys.
No,
Eric does some real good ones. Eric does. Show the one. This one is on eBay at the minute for $80. This is really cool. It's proper wood as well. It really looks really nice. But you do you're doing a Pokemon. You did a Pokemon ball as well, didn't you?
Well, I did, but it was just a toy one that I got at the store. I'm doing a proper one just for me.
That'd be cool.
Coming up tomorrow.
That'd be cool.
Have,
right, Eric, have you given any thought to any other devices?
Yes, I have.
Paranormal, you haven't you?
Been trying to do them. I screwed up on the first one, but I think I worked out the problems now. So
it's all trial and error. You get there in the end.
And curly whirlies were the best frozen. I don't know. I've never had.
Oh yeah, they were nice frozen. Yeah, they were nice. Give me the screen, mouse, Skeet.
Well, see, there's certain things that are under copyright, so there's certain things that I can't sell. So
yeah, I suppose like Disney stuff, isn't it? I guess.
I mean, you can buy the parts. I charge you the shipping if you want to do something special like that. You send them to me. I'll send them to you. I'll charge you the shipping.
And that way you're
I don't have to worry about selling it online.
Exactly. Right, guys, we are back tomorrow night. Myself and Eric and Viv. I don't know what we're chatting about. I don't know if Viv's lined up anybody or whatever. Do you know anything about tomorrow night?
I have no idea.
See, me and Eric are both in the dark. It all will become clear tomorrow night. I don't know if Viv's got a guest on or not. But yeah, we should have a chat tomorrow night. So I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for coming along and having a chat tonight and getting involved. We're going to finish a bit early because I feel a bit knackered. I'm shattered, to be honest. Been busy weekend. And I will catch up with you tomorrow night. Thanks for coming along, guys.